We are watching some more Fire Department Chronicles. Where are they now?
Just when you thought we were done, we're back with another Where Are They Now? And today we're going to talk about why peeing on the people around you doesn't make you a better friend.
I smell
this
bad.
For as long as I can remember, people have turned to spraying their friends and strangers with golden shower fluid when they get stung by a jellyfish. And
I've never even seen a jellyfish.
Something. It doesn't work. And the truth shall set you.
Someone with a piss kink must have came up with that one. Literally came up with that one.
The reason kidney tears have been raining down upon the victims of jellyfish stings is because the acidic nature of urine should theoretically neutralize jellyfish venom and help reduce the pain. But it doesn't. The only thing that's getting neutralized is the happy memories of sand and waves for the person that just had a run-in with the prehistoric venomous snot rocket and is immediately being replaced by nightmares with the hot asparagus-soaked regret that they were just deluged in. No! God! But if this ever happens to you, have no fear. Simply soak the area in salt water or tap water between 107 and 113 degrees, which should help reduce the pain, plus save you a lifetime on therapy bills and awkward conversations about the time you went wee-wee on Meemaw. See? I got it all
on
under
Meemaw.
control. What is that ringing? High blood pressure can present in many different ways, like blurred vision, headaches, or like this guy who looked like me after spending 3 minutes in the sun without SPF 5000. Good news is he was fine, and to say he was lucky would be a gross understatement. You see, after suddenly stopping the medications that he had been on for the last 30 years, his body compensated wonderfully by shooting his blood pressure through the stratosphere and almost taking his ability to ever eat solid food again with it.
Damn. I could not imagine being on medicine for 30 years. I've been on shots for like 4 years. 30 years is insane for what I imagine is probably daily medicine. Insane.
Back, baby, back, baby, back, baby, back, baby, back.
Look, I get it. Nobody likes taking prescribed pharmaceuticals every day. I mean, maybe some of them. But when a pill might be stopping your brain from blowing a blood gasket inside of your very sealed, very sensitive brain cage, it might be important to continue consuming it so you can continue using all of your limbs.
I know, but PB&Js are so good.
This was nowhere near the first or last time I would encounter somebody who filled their belly with Benadryl prior to consuming something they were highly allergic to in hopes that their body wouldn't catapult their consciousness into the next lifetime.
I don't eat peanut butter, but I've heard that some people who are allergic will do that, like eat it and then EpiPen or something. But is it really worth it? I don't think that's worth it. Yuck.
Again, I get it. If somebody took the ability for me to be able to house an entire peanut butter, marshmallow, and bacon sandwich away from me, I'd be upset. But I sure as crap wouldn't risk the possibility of not being able to see the next Fast and Furious installment on it.
So bad.
Don't turn your back on family.
Severe alert.
I've never watched Fast and Furious. I'm ashamed to admit I've never seen any of them.
Reactions happen after your body releases abnormally excessive amounts of chemicals, like histamines, into your body after you've eaten or got stung by something. Oh! And the body's reaction to this can be super unpredictable, from a little tummy pain to laying on the ground looking up at the sky as your airway closes faster than you can say.
That escalated quickly.
And that's why rolling the antihistamine dice ain't worth it, because no amount of all-you-can-eat shrimp is worth drooling all over yourself in the middle of a Red Lobster as you catch an EpiPen to the thigh.
I'm sure there's an amount worth
of your life choices.
Try to catch me howling at the...
We're back on our Where Are They Now adventure with your 3 most requested follow-ups.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave you with a little piece of knowledge that'll haunt you for the rest of your days.
Okay, so what did you do? I put some in his rectum.
Friends come in many forms, like a friend that'll loan you $20, or a friend that'll give you a ride without asking for gas money, or the ultimate friend that's willing to...
I need a friend like that.
shove frozen water bricks inside of your dingleberry
And a friend like
cave
that.
because you took too many opioids.
You got
Friend in me.
But before I go any further into the story, I want to be very clear about something.
What?
Don't put ice in people's butts. Not only is it
That was my next day idea. Why not? I wanted to do that.
incredibly stupid and unbelievably dangerous, but completely unnecessary when there's things like Narcan available that don't involve you icing down your friend's guano gusher.
Yummy.
The very medically unsupported theory that's inspiring people to do this is by stimulating the central nervous system with ice, the overdosing person will regain consciousness and magically begin breathing again on their own.
Wow.
Right.
Now, yes, he was awake when we got there, and no, we're not sure if it was because of the ice. But one thing I can't say for sure is that those two dudes didn't make eye contact for the entire ride to the hospital, and I will never look at ice the same way
Must have
again.
not had
My
socks
birthday is
on.
December 49th, 1812. How long
yeah.
did you say the seizure lasted?
Seizures can be extremely scary to experience, especially for the patients, and depending on the type of seizure, once it's over, they can go to what's called a postictal state, which is very
My
normal,
uncle has
but it involves
seizures.
confusion, exhaustion, or in this guy's case, think he needed to get back to the open sea to fight some scurvy pirates.
Oh, yeah, matey.
Now, even though all of this can be quite stressful to witness, treating most seizures is relatively straightforward with some benzos and a little O2. However, as I've learned many times in my career, right when you think you got things figured out, you don't.
Whoa, didn't see that coming.
Which is exactly what happened in the middle of our assessment when this guy's sister decided to wrap up her Angry Birds game on his cell phone while someone else blasted their partially digested SpaghettiOs all over the floor. But honestly, I knew this guy was going to be just fine, and I also knew that once again, I was extremely thankful for waterproof boots and disinfectants. That's why. I don't think it's possible to describe the smell perforating from a room that contains someone who's having a GI bleed. Well, I guess it would be something like... And to accompany that odor is the general understanding that whatever is causing that lunch regurgitating smell is not good for the continuation of life. Because the general rule of thumb when it comes to blood coming from your skin suit is blood coming from one end of your body is bad. Blood coming from both ends of your body is the beginning of your forever sleepy time. Now, this gentleman was suffering from something called esophageal varices, which can happen when the veins inside of your esophagus begin to enlarge and bleed because of high blood pressure associated with liver disease. And if the thought of drowning in your own red blood cell pudding terrifies you, it should. The good news is we got him down to the hospital where he got some meds, a couple pints of blood, and was completely stabilized.
Hell yeah.
Bad news is you now know you can die drowning in your own blood.
Yay!
Welcome back to numero ocho of the Where They
Numero
Now
ocho.
saga, and today we're going to talk about everything from mushrooms to getting my boots filled up with human doo-doo.
So you were running to the bathroom while taking your pants off, then tripped and fell.
Yeah, I really don't like to wear anything below the waist whenever I'm on the throne. Imagine this. You're helping a nice elderly man to the bathroom, and suddenly he begins to fall. So you take your leg and shove it in between his legs to brace him, and he says thank you by blasting a rectal fruit shake right down your pants and into your boots. Well, I don't have to imagine that because it happened to me, and I'm still not okay with it.
Why
This
did we need to
lovely guy
include
was your
that?
standard
Why?
run-of-the-mill senior citizen that needed a little bit of assistance to the bunghole drainer 3000 to open up some extra room in his internal
Unnecessary.
prune basin. But as I attempted to guide him, gravity had other plans and attempted to shove him to the ground to test his osteoporosis-filled bones. But I said, nay, not today. And then immediately found out what Jerry the geriatric ate for his last 3 meals as he filled my boots with cream of diarrhea.
That.
Despite having my lower half repainted with human poo, I still got Mr. Smith to the throne. Then sloshed my way to a decon shower and never looked at corn the same way again.
Okay, what happened here?
We had a little grease fire. So I grabbed a cup of water and threw it on it, which I told him not to do.
Then we had a big grease fire.
I really want
I
everybody
forget how
watching this
you
video
get
to
rid of
listen
grease
to what I'm
fire.
about to say, because it
I
might
just know
save
it's
your
not
life,
water.
a trip to the hospital, or at a minimum, a boatload of money rebuilding the crispy remains of the place that you once called home.
If you put water on a grease fire, it's gonna explode!
Yeah.
Why does this happen, you ask?
Well, grease catches fire between 375 and 500 degrees in freedom units, which is well above the 212 degrees it takes to boil water. So, when you douse your burgers flambe with H2O, it instantly boils, explodes, and carries flaming pieces of third-degree burning, life-altering grease along with it. So if you do happen to run into this situation, just remember the only way to safely extinguish a grease fire is by smothering it with the lid, a fire blanket, a Class B or Class K extinguisher. Because if you use sugar, water, or flour, you're probably gonna die. Or,
Good to know.
at a minimum, just regret not ordering takeout.
Hello?
I can see everything, man.
Yay.
Holy pupils, Batman. I'm Batman. Here's the deal. If somebody's mental state is altered and somebody else calls 911, we are legally required to transport them to a level of equal or higher care. I know, listen.
So that's why I had to, I guess.
Legally required to transport them to a level of equal or higher care. I know, listen, I don't agree with it sometimes either.
I don't
especially
either.
in this guy's case, where he was just trying to enjoy some of the mind-bending, reality-altering effects from the mushrooms that he shoved down his throat earlier.
I can't feel my face.
And what made me feel even worse was this guy was the most chill dude I've ever met, man. And if it was up to me, I would have left him at home to let him enjoy his interdimensional fungi adventure.
Do we have a deal?
But it's not. And the last thing any of us need would be for this guy to venture out into the road, see a yellow punch buggy, think it's a giant Twinkie, try to take a bite out of it, and then end up becoming one with the road and the mycelium that he was enjoying so much.
Mycelium, that's a microblock.
So instead, we took a ride down to the hospital in the Band-Aid bus, where he tried to convince me that all the payphones were disappearing, so it'd be harder for us to get out of the Matrix.
Maybe he's right.
Try to catch me howling at them.
Creepy people in dark rooms, torn testes, and metal-tasting mayhem are the wonderful follow-up stories that fill today's Where Are They Now episode.
Yeah, they're broken.
But don't worry about that. Just come in here so I can show you exactly what you need to see.
No.
I think this might be the most requested Where Are They Now follow-ups that I've ever had, and rightfully so,
Never
because I
seen
can
that.
honestly say this is the most scared I've ever felt on a call.
Okay.
And without further ado, here's what happened. So after gathering a couple more people, I was slowly making my way up to the room when, you know what? It'll just be easier to show you.
Sir, where are you?
Up the quality.
There you are. You made it.
Yay!
Yeah, are you, ready to go down to the hospital?
Uh-huh. But first, can you guess what I have?
My riddle's 3.
Is it poop?
It's boo-boo.
Ugh.
You want some?
No.
1 second, sir.
Get the first aid right now.
Okay.
Wait, have you ever been covered in poop before?
No.
No?
Get in here.
Okay, well, you're about to be.
And after all that, a very stinky tussle and a much-needed night-night medication injection, that guy was the happiest caca-chalupa that I've ever dropped off at the hospital.
Is that a common thing? People just do that?
Barry slipped through the crack in the chair, which hurt. So I tried to jump up, but my boys tried to stay behind.
Behind?
Permanently. Panic, fear, and a genuine deep-seated feeling of regret would be the best way to describe this patient's demeanor after almost experiencing a full separation of his twin boulders from the rest of his body.
Oh my god, I almost died!
And I gotta say, as a fellow family jewel-toting male, the second this guy started describing his genital pouch stretching brush with permanent castration, I wanted to close my eyes and Happy Gilmore myself out of there to my happy place. I'm flying on a giant seagull in the sky. But Unfortunately, part of the gig as a paramedic is listening to things that you hope will melt away from your memory, like this guy's dreams of ever procreating.
Oh.
However, I'm happy to report that besides swelling to the size of a small grapefruit, this guy's gargantuan gonads are still attached to his body and ready for another round of How Strong Are You Testing?
Good for him.
Do you guys taste pennies fumigating?
Oh yeah, dude. I set up like 80 cans in there.
Look, firefighting is inherently dangerous. It's something we know when we sign up for the job. Whether it's dodging cars on the interstate that seem to be dead set on making us their new bloody hood ornament, daily cancer exposures when fighting fire, or just putting on our gear. That's a reference to recent discoveries that our firefighting bunker gear contains something called forever chemicals that might possibly be slowly killing us every time we put it on. Or a million other ways to die. But we all know the thing that's ultimately gonna take us out is gonna be something stupid, like face planting in the shower, or, I don't know, standing outside of a house unknowingly inhaling the flaming remnants of an overly zealous insect genocide project? Now, I'm not sure, but as far as I know, no one's developed a third eye or the big C from our rendezvous with the Cockroach Melter 5000. But what I do know is we knocked that fire down and saved that pile of sticks. And then 1 year later, we went back there for an EMS call, and guess what?
What?
It still had roaches!
Catch me howling at the
I use a lot of bug spray. Thankfully, I have not yet developed a third eye, I guess. But that will be all for these Fire Department Chronicles of Where Are They Now? If you'd like to see some more, let me know down below.